Welcome back to Old Coin Adventures. I want you to do something with me. If you have an old Lincoln cent somewhere in a jar, drawer, or collection, go find it, hold it in your hand, and don't judge it by how ordinary it looks. Because today's coin is one of those pieces where a tiny detail can completely change the story. And here's why I want you to check your collection. This isn't just a coin we're talking about. It's a coin that collectors have searched for, dealers have studied, and counterfeiters have tried to imitate. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly what makes the 1922 Lincoln cent so unusual, what professional collectors look for when they examine one, how to tell a genuine example from a coin that has been altered, and most importantly, if you actually have the right one in your collection, how much could it be worth? We'll also look at a documented auction result. And if you discover one, I'll show you how you can get it professionally authenticated and where you could potentially sell it safely to serious collectors. So don't put that old Lincoln cent back in the jar just yet. Take a closer look, because with the 1922 Lincoln cent, sometimes what you don't see can be far more important. Now, let's start with the coin itself. The 1922 Lincoln cent was designed by Victor David Brenner, the same famous designer responsible for the original Lincoln cent design. The coin measures approximately 19 millimeters in diameter and weighs about 3.11 grams. It's made from approximately 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc. It has the classic wheat cent reverse, with 2 wheat ears surrounding the words. 1 cent, United States of America, and E pluribus unum. But here's where the story becomes unusual. In 1922, the Denver Mint was the only mint producing Lincoln cents for circulation. There were no Philadelphia Lincoln cents made that year, and the Denver Mint produced about 7.16 million Lincoln cents. That means a normal 1922 cent should have a small D mint mark beneath the date. So when collectors discovered 1922 cents without a visible D, they immediately had a serious mystery on their hands. How could a 1922 cent have no D if Denver was the only mint making them? The answer takes us inside the Denver Mint. During this period, the mint was dealing with worn and heavily used dies. One important die pair eventually became known for producing coins where the D mint mark had been completely removed from the die during refinishing. And that's what created the famous 1922 no D Lincoln cent. But here's where you need to be extremely careful. Not every 1922 cent with a missing or weak D is the same. Collectors recognize different no D and weak D varieties. And the most desirable version is the no D strong reverse, also known as FS 401, from die pair 2. This is the one serious collectors really want to identify. So, if you're holding a 1922 Lincoln cent right now, don't simply ask, "Can I see a D?" You need to examine the entire coin, because the genuine no D has other characteristics, and those details help separate it from an altered 1922 D. And there's another clue, the condition of the design itself. On genuine no D coins, the obverse can show noticeably weaker detail because of the die refinishing. That means a coin that looks unusually strong and sharp in the wrong places could actually deserve a second look. And this is exactly why authentication matters, because the value difference between a genuine 1922 no D and an ordinary 1922 can be enormous. Now, let's get to the part everyone wants to know. How much can a 1922 no D Lincoln cent actually be worth? First, don't assume every coin without a visible D is automatically valuable. Some 1922 D cents have a weak mint mark, and others may have been altered by someone removing the D after the coin left the mint. That's why professional authentication is so important. And GC specifically warns collectors about altered 1922 no D cents, because removing the D from an ordinary 1922 D can make it appear much more valuable. Experts look for things like tool marks, unnatural surfaces, and the overall diagnostic characteristics of genuine no D examples. The strong reverse variety is especially desirable because the reverse remains relatively sharp, while the obverse shows the characteristic weakness associated with the die. And now, let's talk about the money. A genuine 1922 no-D strong reverse can be worth far more than an ordinary wheat cent, but the value depends heavily on condition and color designation. For example, PCGS records a 1922 no-D strong reverse FS 401, graded MS 64 red-brown, that sold at Heritage Auctions in January 2025 for an incredible $63,000. And that's not an asking price. That's a documented auction result. Even circulated examples can bring significant premiums. For instance, a PCGS F15 example of the 1922 no-D strong reverse sold for $900 at Stack's Bowers in March 2026. So you can see, condition makes a huge difference. A worn genuine example and an exceptional mint state example can live in completely different price ranges. If you think you've found one, don't clean it, don't polish it, don't scratch the area where the D should be, and never try to remove anything yourself. Keep the coin exactly as you found it. Have it examined by a professional service such as PCGS or NGC. And if it's authenticated, you can consider selling it through established auction companies, such as Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stack's Bowers. But remember, the goal isn't simply to find a coin with no visible D. The goal is to prove that the coin is the genuine 1922 no-D variety. Because in the world of coin collecting, one missing letter can sometimes be worth thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. So, take one more look at your old Lincoln cents. And if you ever come across a 1922, stop before you spend it. Look beneath that date, look at the details, and ask yourself, where is the D? Because on this particular coin, what's missing may be exactly what makes it valuable.